Good morning. My name is John Cardenas. I am a preacher for the Schulenburg Church of Christ congregation since 2000. Currently, I wear a lot of hats. We're a very small rural congregation, but I'm also elementary principal in a nearby community in Welder. So I always tell people that I preach for a living, but my paycheck comes from being a principal. That gets us started in other things, but I have my lovely wife with me today, Kimberly. We're working on 20 years. We're real close. Is it 19? This whole time when he said that, I'm like, oh my goodness. But it's a wonderful, going on 20 years. We have a wonderful son that I'm grateful for as well. I have, since I've been at Austin Grad, as a matter of fact, when I started at Austin Grad, I was selling auto parts as an outside salesman for a Napa store in the local community. After I finished with Austin Grad, I went into education. I was a special education teacher for 4 years. Then moved into assistant principal for another 4 years out of the same district. And now my first year as elementary principal. Since then, I've acquired a superintendency certification, and so who knows what's coming next. But that's all that's going on in the last about 10 years. In early 2000, I became or was named the preacher for the Church of Christ congregation there in Schulenburg. And I remember truly feeling like Solomon must have when he uttered the words, "I do not know how to go out or come in." I was felt very very much in need of guidance and help. And so a former student, William Brewer, Bill Brewer, you may remember him. Last I know, he's an elder or is still there at Randolph Church of Christ there in Universal City. But he told me, he says, "John," he says, "go check those guys out. You won't be disappointed." And I'm not. Not only has Austin, so I came to Austin Grad looking for tools for preaching, but I left with much more. I'm like Emmanuel. I can't but get the swelling in my chest and get emotional when I talk about my experience here, because everything that he experienced and talked about, yes, I can remember a time, and yes, we've had those kinds of conversations. I left with so much more. Not just the practical knowledge and skills for delivering God's word and handling God's word, but a perspective and a maturity that has served me in every facet of life, not just with the preaching and the teaching, but in ministering to God's people and ministering to the world or everyone else, the wider world. Austin Grad changed my life. That's just, it changed my life. One way I just described, I was doing something else. I never even thought about education, never entered my mind. Matter of fact, when I came to Austin Grad, so one of the professors, it might have been Dr. Shipp, talked about, well, you can be a fly on the wall over there and, not have to do any homework. And I was kind of liking that. I can just get all the information and then go home. But I think maybe Dave Arthur convinced me into taking, getting the credits and working towards a degree. And so I did it. And then it opened the door for alternative certification. And then it just took off from teacher to principal, maybe superintendent. But it changed my life in other ways. My perspective on how I see the world and how I see God's people changed for me. My attitude about all of that changed. I remember one of my very vivid memories is Dr. Shipp. I want to say, I forget which year it was, but Dr. Shipp was celebrating his 50th birthday, I think. And someone asked him a question about being older and wiser, and he says something like, it seems like the older I get, the less I know. Maybe not his exact words, 2 years later, I remember thinking to myself, I think he's right. 2 years, I think he's lost something. But he's forgetting. I remember truly thinking to myself, oh, he's just being humble. And you know what? That is one of the great characteristics of this entity. Whether it's the president of the school or esteemed staff, everybody made you feel like you were important. And at no time did I feel intimidated or that my ideas or thoughts or concerns weren't validated. And so these were people that not only could we go to for, hey, explain this to me, but we saw them actively living out the Christian walk in their own congregations. I have family members that went to Brentwood and family members that went to other congregations, and they would tell me, he's a professor? But because they were so actively involved in just their work, just interwoven into the life of the church, that they are truly one of us and people that we can go to. And so not only professionally, has my life been changed, but just as a person who has been called by God to minister to the world, I am better equipped for that. I have to say that I've been so grateful this whole time, going on 10 years now. I've been so grateful to the staff and to the faculty for what they have given to me. And I've always felt like there's no way, no matter how much time passes, no matter what I can do or contribute, that I'll never be able to say thank you enough. But as I look out today, I'm reminded that these fine men and women would not be able to do this without the rest of you guys. They're friends and partners in this ministry. And so from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for everything that you're doing, whether it's donating time or other resources to this cause. This is truly a wonderful work, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you're doing. Being here today, on this lovely day, to be here to support the work of this place. Thank you very much. I am very excited to have to see it grow. The mention of the online classes, I remember that was a murmur back when I was still here, and so to see that going it's fantastic. I never would have got my principal certification. I never would have got my superintendent certification if it wasn't for online classes. There is no way with being a full-time minister and preacher and being a teacher that I could have gone to classes. So I never would have earned those degrees if it wasn't online. Never. So the fact that you're making that available is huge. So I applaud you for that. So in closing, just as my brother Emmanuel there mentioned, there is so much more that can be said, and I'm sure will be said and expressed over the years. But as humbly as I know how and as I can, I want to thank every single one of you for everything that you've done for me and Emmanuel and Sandra, but for countless others. And we are making, you've touched us and we've been able to touch so many. Thank you.